Did you ask Rav Horn for the sources? Can you text him now, please? Ask him.
Did you confirm with him?
Yeah. Or just ask him. Is it okay if you give the weekly family learning? I just need 2 sources and you'll translate it. Okay? So then, your responsibility then is to give it to Shosh. Are we good? So let's use his thing.
Yeah, we might.
So what should we be doing?
Yeah.
It's gonna work?
Yeah. Try. Yeah.
Tell me when.
It says it's live right now.
You're on live?
It shows for me also. Are you able to see anything?
We're waiting for you. Here, I'm on the page here. Shoot from my phone.
It says it's not receiving data fast enough. Great.
Here. Try it on here. Without before it's still live.
Wait, but it was showing.
No, but when I clicked on it,
It showed a picture of you.
no, it wasn't. How do I get onto the link? I want to stream.
You have to go to that.
What it is?
Are you on?
I want to stream it from here.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a good thing. Hello, Mr. Martin. He can't hear me.
Yeah. I don't know if you can do it. It's not going to work.
I'll hotspot you.
But you said you're on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but I'll just hotspot you my data.
Is that not working? My dad says working. Yeah,
Said you guys working?
working also. Yeah.
He can hear us?
Yes?
Can you ask him if he can hear us?
Mm. Oh.
Ooh,
It's working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're ready to go. Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you to Mr. Moshe Wasserman for helping organize. Thank you for the technical side, Mr. Klein. Just to quickly explain what hopefully will continue growing both in quality and quantity of weekly family learning is that there are sheets given out with the sources every single Sunday. We sent from the office on Sunday, and the person who's giving Musar, Meretz Hashem, will give a 10 to 15 minute shir for 11:45 p.m. Israel time. So hopefully the ideal is that the family, whether it's parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, will learn on a Sunday, on a Monday, and a Tuesday, and then Thursday we'll have a small review. As you'll notice, there is some English that Moshe will make sure that the sources are able to be translated. So today, as we're in Elul, I chose two very important sources, which will help us as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah. We know that the name is Rosh Hashanah. However, according to the Torah, there's another name which is either Yom Truah or Zichron Truah. It's the day of the blast of the shofar. The mitzvah of the day is shofar. The truth is, there's a machloket what's the nature of the shofar. The Rambam says shofar, you hear it, it's a tshuva. It's an act of tshuva to wake up, or yeshenim mishinatchem, that we should wake up from our slumber and be able to be focused in front of Hashem. The Rashi, based on the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, says shofar is to represent us for tefillah, to be able, that the actual shape of the shofar, when it's bent, kafuf, is to help us submit ourselves. For tonight, though, I gave you 2 sources. One from the Shalach Kadosh, the Shnei Luchot HaBrit, and the other one for Rabbeinu Bachai, one of the Rishonim. And really, I just wanted to talk briefly about this concept of we're having Tekiah, Trua Tekiah. Why? Not why. The Torah talks about not sure of what it's about, and therefore we sandwich it, but what is the philosophy, or maybe 2 powerful messages that will help us understand the Tekiah, Trua Tekiah, how the Tekiah sandwiches the Trua. The Shalach Kadosh, in the first source in front of you, explains that just like in a physical sickness, that sometimes the body's healthy and then it gets sick, and then hopefully it gets better, and sometimes lo aleinu, but there is death. So too in our soul, in our Briyut HaNefesh, I'm in the 3rd line. He talks about Kiyum Torah Mitzvot, to be able to be what's healthy, that we fulfill Torah and Mitzvot, we have good midot, that is being healthy. And as we know in our tefillah, so when it's unhealthy, that's a certain sickness when we're not following God's ways. And the refuah, what's the medicine that's prescribed? This is the time of the year of the tshuva. And obviously, as the sickness gets very, very strong, a person can actually die. So too, lo aleinu, if a person really, really becomes a rasha, Chazal call them even dead, even though they're physically alive. Explains the Shla Kadosh, this is the philosophy behind Tkiya, either Trua Tkiya or Tkiya Shvarim Trua Tkiya. I'm around 5 lines from the bottom on the first page. I hope you saw your children through the camera. It says, the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, that there's 2 types of crying. There's the Shvarim, which is the Genuche Gonach, like sick people who are groaning, versus the Trua is Yalil. It's a certain wail when someone is crying for the dead. So too explains the Shla Kadosh beautifully. He says, he quotes the pasuk in Kohelet and Ecclesiastes, Hinei asa Elokim, ha'Elokim asa et adam yashar. Man was created, Mr. Marcus, he was created yashar, which means what? Naturally, as opposed to the Christians of original sin, we believe God created us yashar. But then the end of the pasuk in Kohelet, Mr. Gottesman, is Hema bikshu cheshbonot rabim, which is going to be manifested and displayed by what? By the tkiya, by the trua and the shvarim, which means we're yashar, but then we mess up. Ein tzadik ba'aretz asher yasa tov v'lo yechta, which means that we mess up, and that is represented by what? By the second genuche ganach, meaning the first kiya represents our original yashrut, the simple straight blast is how God created us. Afterwards, you have the shvarim, the genuche ganach, which says that unfortunately sometimes our midot, sometimes our actions represent that sickness. It could even get to the yalil, which would then be the trua, big sins, which could really have a tremendous weight on us. But then, what happens? Through the tshuva process, Hashem now is mikabel tshuva. This is the last trua, tkiya trua, or tkiya shvarim, trua tkiya. I turn the page. Shavhu l'darko rishona. It's sandwiched to tell you we go back to that yashrut. We're going back. It's a very rough cook concept, but the Shla Kadosh says it, that we're going, tshuva is not only what we call returning to Hashem, but the truth is we're returning to ourselves, to our natural yashrut self. And that is the tkiya at the beginning, the sibuchim, the kilkulim in English. I lose my English now. The idea of when we mess up, that's represented by the different wailings, the different crimes. But the end of the tkiya is the tremendous chesed that Hashem says, that even if rationally the Midrash, the Yerushalmi, says that it's not rational, the Chokhmah, the Nevuah didn't understand. What's the remedy for the sinner? Even mitzvah Torah, if I'm morei b'malchut, if I am, why should God accept zoveach rishayim toeva only by the shkagot, by korban, by accident? That should have rational, that it's rational to be able to do tshuva. But Hashem, with His tremendous mercy, accepts our tshuva. And therefore, this is actually what it says in Hosea. Ki yisharim darchei Hashem. It says it in the plural. Why plural of yisharim? Exactly this idea. 2 times yashar. At the beginning, the first kiyah, representing man in his original good status. And then the tkiyah, the truah, and the shvarim, when we sin. But then we have the ability, the tremendous chesed of Hashem, of being tov and yashar. And through that, we're then able to come back. So the Shla Kadosh says, these are the thoughts during all of Elul, when we listen to the minhag of the tkiyot, to be able to know and have the tshuva and have the tremendous ability to come back to who we know we want to be and who we naturally are. The other interpretation, which is brought from here by the Rabbeinu Bachai, who was a Talmud of the Rashba, was that the world was created, as we know, with 2 midot. The tkiyah represents the midat harachamim, and the truah represents the midah of din, one of compassion, one of strict justice. And explains Rabbeinu Bachai that the world was created with these 2 midot. The tkiyat shofar, what we're trying to say is, Hashem, please let the midat ha-rachamim come and what, Mr. Aronoff? Overcome the Midat Hadin. And this is what we daven, Mr. Rafi, we daven via Golu Rachamecha Al Midotecha. It's a song we sing also on Leil Shabbat, right? They're asking for God's Rachamim. But Mr. Talinsky, okay, I'm not talking about Martin, I'm talking to Yitzchak here, and to Mrs. Talinsky, Divsha, the idea of what? Asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, even if in strict justice, I don't deserve it, let the Rachamim come and overcome this. This is represented again by the sandwiching. Okay, why does the mitzvah of Tkiyat Shofar have this order? First the Tkiyah, then the Trua, and then the Tkiyah. The idea is that our tefillah is that the compassion and the mercy will overtake and soften the strict justice. We have two very important messages. One of understanding that we're naturally good. A lot of times we're very self-critical. Self-critical, okay? And we say, okay, that's it. It can't happen. And the idea is that it's out of tremendous rachamim that Hashem says, no, it's true. We messed up, but remember that last tkiyah. That last tkiyah says that Hashem is compassionate to be able to say, give us that ability to return to our good selves. And then the Rabbeinu Bachai to explain that we daven for the compassion, for the rachamim that will overcome the justice. Everyone should have a Shabbat Shalom. We're looking forward to weekly family learning. And then once a month, there'll be a full shir. The Sunday of Aseres Yimei Tshuva is the first big shir, where hopefully again, your children will learn with parents, grandparents, there are sources already. That is the Althea Goldstein Memorial Lecture that Rabbi Tarragon will be giving that Sunday at 7 p.m. on Sunday in Israel time, which is 12 o'clock in America time, and in England it is at 5 p.m. So that you'll be getting any emails. Yashar koach to everybody. Shabbat Shalom.